What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wockatradez, and today I'm going to be doing I'm about to be doing a Q&A for beginners on like what is trading, what are some things to look out for, how much money should you start with, what to do in your drawdown, whatever. Because I basically already kind of got to that point already, so I'm going to be answering a lot of these questions that y'all have asked me. Also, the link for the Discord is going to be in the description of this video, so I'm going to put that in the description. So I asked the Discord to ask me some questions, DM me some questions. On TikTok, you guys have been asking me questions, so I'm going to be answering them all right now. Okay. So give me 1 second and I'll pick up the camera when I got it. All right, I'm back. So first question is, what is day trading? Basically, day trading is where you're buying or selling a pair. So I'm gonna try to explain this to the best of my abilities. Say for example, like crypto, that's very known. Say for example, Bitcoin. I apply my strategy and I determine whether I want the market. Not want, but if I think the market is going to go up or down. And with that, it comes down to strategy and comes down to who you are as a person. So what is day trading? Basically, when you're becoming an investor into a stock market, basically. Next question, how is day trading different from swing trading? Time management, honestly. It's just time, for real. That's not really, to be honest, it's different because when you're in a trade, you could be in a trade for either 5 minutes or 5 days. So, yeah. Next question, can anyone become a day trader? Yes, anybody can become a day trader. I became a day trader at only 16 years old with a lot of knowledge that was not to begin with. I had to learn. I had to watch YouTube videos, TikTok videos, ask ChatGPT, learn a lot, months after months after months. But when it all came down to it, and I put my mind to it, and I focused, and I determined myself, I locked myself, and I just decided, I gotta make this work, I became a day trader. Day trading, when you can say you're a day trader, but not everybody's a day trader. People can say, oh, I'm a day trader, and they'll pull up the stocks, and they'll be like, okay, I know the market is bullish, or I know the market is bearish. Okay, that's all you know. Okay, let's say for example, you do end up gambling the trade and you end up winning. You're not a day trader. Day trader comes with being disciplined, being focused, striving to become the best version of you. There's more than trading than just candlesticks. It's really who you are as a person. It helps you with patience in the real world, discipline in the real world. It's just a matter of things. It's not just candlesticks. So to answer the question, can anyone become a day trader? Yes, you can become a day trader, but before you become a day trader, ask yourself, are you ready to become a day trader and do the challenges that fulfills being a day trader? Next question, is day trading legal? Yes. I'm gonna ask some more questions that are more and more common. How much money can a beginner realistically make day trading? Now, this is a good question because I went in with a certain mindset, seeing my favorite influencers make $10,000, $20,000 a trade. And honestly, it really comes down to you. So how much can a beginner realistically make day trading? Realistically, it's up to you. I could say $100 and you may make $200 the next trade. And it's like, bro, you can make any amount of money in day trading. It's not a limit. Like, some people make $10,000 a trade, and to some people that's not realistic. But some people may make $1 million a trade, but to people that make $10,000 a trade, that's not realistic. So I can't tell you what's realistic and what's not realistic. But to me, if there's anybody my age, 17 years old, that's trading 16, 15, whatever, I would say realistically, it depends how much you start with. But say for example, you put in like $20 a trade, realistically, you'll get back 100, 120 If you put in $100 a trade, most people will be looking at 300 to 400. It depends on the risk to reward, but I'll get on that in a different video. Why do most day traders fail? Now, the reason I would say most day traders fail is because a lot of people think day trading is a get rich scheme, and that's the problem with society as a whole. A lot of people want to make money quick, but you can lose money as fast as you got it. And so that's the thing. Taking time to build and develop a skill and then master it, that is the best way to get better and learn. And so why do most traders fail is because they want to get rich quick. A lot of people don't want to work. So a lot of people see the market going up and then they'll buy. You can make money or you can lose money. But then it's like at the same time, you may do it again and you may lose more than you made or lose more than you already originally lost. So I would say, me personally, the reason I think day traders fail is because, one, you just don't want it that bad. And two, you're not determined as the other people. There's a group of people that want it, and then another group of people that want it, but only this group is the people that are actually gonna get it. These people want it. They like the image of being rich. They like the feeling of knowing, yo, I can have $1 million. These are people that like the idea too, but are gonna get it by any means necessary. They're gonna take 3 years to learn. These people want to get it quick, and that's just not how it works. So that's why I think most day traders fail. Now, next question. I like this question. How many hours a day do day traders work? Me personally, I still go to school. I had a job. I'm unemployed as of right now, but I think now it really depends on where you are in your day trading journey. Because me, when I first originally started, I was back testing a lot. As soon as I got off work, back test. As soon as I got off school, back test. Before school, back test. I was back testing at 7 o'clock in the morning, like as crazy as it sounds. So like, just to master my strategy, know what I'm doing, know what I'm looking at, get comfortable with candlesticks. But now, it really only takes me maybe 10, 15 minutes to find a good setup. And then you execute the trade. You let the trade build out. You don't want to look at the candlesticks all day. You don't want to look at it pip by pip, 5 minute, a new candle, then stare at it another 5 minutes. That's how emotions come into case. So I would say, honestly, if you're a beginner, it should on average take you about, I say 15 hours a week, depending on how bad you want it. Now, if you're at my stage, you've been trading for almost a year, basically a year, it should only take you a day. It should only take you maybe an hour. Just because I'm a Forex trader and there's multiple pairs for me to look at and see what I'm looking at, see what I want to trade, it takes me about an hour. But other than that, I just go on with my day. So next question. Can you trade without a broker? Okay. You can trade without a broker, but that would just be basically trading on a prop firm, basically. So if you guys want to know about a prop firm, I can break that down for you. What time frame is the best for beginners? Now, what I think is the best for beginners would be, okay, I'm going to tell you the time frame that I use. So the time frames that I use that I think are best for beginners or even experts at trading, basically the weekly time frame to see what the past week directions was and what's this week may be looking like is the weekly at a resistance level, and then the lower time frames may be showing that we're going to push up, but the weekly is showing that we're at a resistance level and we might not push up. I like to see what the higher time frames are telling me before I move on to the lower time frames. So firstly, I look at the weekly time frame. Secondly, I look at the daily time frame, and then I look at the 4-hour time frame. Those time frames are, you can look at the hourly time frame if you want, but I like to look at the weekly, the daily, and the 4-hour because it gives me more of a knowing of where the market is going to go. And the higher the time frame, the more respected. So that's the time frame that I think are the best. And then after you look at those high time frames, you can execute on the 1 hour, the 30 minute, or the 15 minute, or the 5 minute, or the 1 minute. It's really up to you. Again, it really comes down to who you are as a person and how you like to trade. So, what is another one? Should I always use a stop loss? I feel like this is asking if grass is green. Like, duh. You should always use a stop loss because, say, for example, you're in a trade and then news comes out and then you just, the candle just may drop or go in the opposite direction of what you want and you don't have a stop loss set. So instead of getting out for a loss of like $100, you get out for a loss of like $1,000 just because you don't set a stop loss. Now on the other end, you could not set a take profit because news may go in that direction or a big candle may go in that direction and you may get a big massive winning trade. But in terms of stop loss, I feel like everybody should set a stop loss. You're never too good to not set a stop loss because at the end of the day, you don't know officially what's going to happen in the market. You can know the market is going to go up. You can have the perfect strategy. You can have the perfect candlesticks and showing you that the market is going to go up. By the end of the day, you don't know 100% what's going to happen because Trump can tweet or news may come out or the market, it may just have exhaustion and then it may push in the other direction. You don't 100% know what's going to happen in the markets. So that's why I 100% say that you should be using a stop loss. I feel like that's common knowledge. Okay, next question. How do I control my emotions while trading? And honestly, this is a great question because this is something that I had a problem with earlier. And this is exactly how I mastered psychology. I would say what you have to do is you have to not look at the charts. Don't look at the candlesticks 24/7. When you're looking at, say for example, you're going for longs and then you see price drop down. When you see price drop down a little bit, it could just be a potential pullback. But you're so stuck on, oh, I don't want to lose money or I don't want to do this. And you get out the trade and then the trade goes back in your direction. I've been in that position multiple times. I know how it feels. So to not let emotion get in the part, I would say just go on about your day. Like even if you lose the trade, use that as a lesson. Look at the trade and see what is going on so that next time when that happens, or if it does happen, you already know how to react to the scenario. So I would say that's the best way to not let emotions get with you during trading because honestly, that's one of the biggest parts in trading, psychology and emotion. Okay, next question. How do I avoid revenge trading? And honestly, this is a good question, but honestly, I can't tell you how not to revenge trade just because I've never done it. My discipline is just like I know better. But the best advice I could give to the best of my abilities to not revenge trade is honestly just accept the fact that you're wrong. Even mid trade, you may accept the fact that you're wrong, but you may not switch your bias just because you say, "Oh, I'm already in a trade," and that's just not how it's supposed to go. And revenge trading, I feel like that's something, if you do, then that's just something that you have to go through because it's just like losing. After a while, you're going to get tired of losing and then you're going to start winning. And so when I was in that losing phase and I was like, oh my gosh, I keep losing. Like every trade I was taking, I'm telling y'all, I was losing. And then something snapped in my head where I'm like, bro, like I'm tired of losing. And that was the moment that I started winning. And I was just fixing my mistakes. Instead of forcing trades, I wasn't forcing them. Instead of FOMO, I was just being patient. If I didn't get my entry, the trade took off without me, it did. It's always another setup to present itself. And so that's why I feel like if you do revenge trade, I'm not going to say anything just because everybody has different journeys. I've never took that path. So if you do take that path, I mean, hopefully you do get better, but that's just that. How do I stay disciplined? Now, this is a great question because discipline is one of the biggest keys to have success in the trading industry. And the most I can tell you about doing this is just, it comes down to who you are as a person. And if you have that patience, if you have that mindset knowing if it hits take profit, if it hits stop loss, it's whatever. Like, if it's take profit, good. If it's stop loss, all right, I'll see what I did wrong, and then I just overcome it the next time. And so this is why I say that trading comes down to who you are as a person. Trading can either make or break you. And a lot of people are not ready for that conversation because a lot of people think trading is just candlesticks. No, this is way more than money. And a lot of people just got to understand that. So, next question. How do I avoid FOMO? For anybody that doesn't know what FOMO is fear of missing out. And the way to avoid FOMO is honestly just, you have to know the difference between yes and no. And you have to really talk to yourself, and you have to say, okay, if this trade takes off without me, I just gotta do better. You just have to do better. If this trade takes off without me, I find another setup. And that's really what trading is. You can take a trade, you may lose the trade, but next week you may not even know it yet. You're gonna take the biggest trade of your life. And say for example, you're on a funded and you take a trade on a funded and you see news came out. It's a massive bullish candle. And you're like, bro, I cannot miss out on this move. You get in on that move and then price immediately reverses and then you blow your account. And then it's just like, bro, if I would have just stayed patient, that would have never happened. And the key to mastering FOMO is patience and discipline. You have to tell yourself no. Sometimes you can tell yourself yes, but it's like, are you ready to lose a trade just because you can't stay patient? It's not like the stock market is going to close permanently. This is something that on goes for years and years and years. Even after we die, the market's going to keep going. The market may crash. Is it going to close forever? No. This has been around for years. So the way to master FOMO is to literally just tell yourself, like, no. Like, you really have to force yourself to say no. And the best way I can go on about this is setting a punishment for yourself. If I take this trade, even if I win, I have to do maybe 50 push-ups. I have to go on a run, do something. But the way to master FOMO is literally key. It's obvious. Patience and discipline. Next question. I like this one. I'm going to answer this one first. Why do I close trades too early? And honestly, I can't do nothing but laugh because till this day, I'm still having problems with that. And not till this day because I recently just stopped. But I was in a trade and I could have potentially made had my biggest day ever for like 7 to 8K. And it was just crazy. I ended up closing early because I'm gonna tell y'all the scenario, and y'all may have been in a scenario where y'all are in a trade and there may be a fair value gap, and then you see price may like inverse it or disrespect it, and you may be like, oh nah, we don't have momentum anymore. But these are just called fake outs, and these are how we easily get fooled. And I would say the best way to stop closing trades early is to literally come down to yourself. Like ask yourself, like, if this trade goes to take profit, like, why would I close early? Because that's what it's all about. And honestly, screw what I just said. This is the best way to master that. Before you enter a trade, know why you took the trade. And when you get in a trade, be like, okay, price may be having a pullback, and if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But I know why I entered this trade. You enter this trade and you're like, okay, I had an engulfing candle, or I had support and resistance, or I had supply and demand, I had a fair value gap, I had an inverse fair value gap, I had an order block, Fibonacci, trend line, whatever. But I know why I entered this trade, and I'm confident. The market that's what it does. The market's never wrong. The market loves to do fake outs, pullbacks, anything, because they know when people are getting into the market, and they know, it knows how people are going to react. Psychology, mentally, it plays a part, and you have to know why you entered the trade, and that's how to master not closing out early. And for the last question, I'm going to answer this one. How do I build confidence as a trader? And this right here is honestly, this is a great question, because a lot of people deal with it. No matter how good you are a trader, no matter if you make $1,000, $1 million, you can still suffer with confidence. And I feel like That's something every human has to go on, even if you're a freelance brand scaling or drop shipping or whatever. But confidence is always going to get in your head. You may take 7 losses in a week, and you may be like, bro, like, am I a trader? Like, do I know what I'm doing? And I've been in that position because I went on a loser streak, and then next week in one trade made back everything that I lost that week. And I know how it feels. Like, I really do know how it feels. And the best way to overcome dealing with confidence is to literally just fix who you are as a person. Like, a lot of these questions really don't have nothing to do with candlesticks. It's who you are as a person. And once you get that, bro, you're perfect. Like, you have to understand, like, even if I lose this trade, I know that there's always going to be another trade that I may win. Even if your strategy may not be the best, like, it's perfectly fine knowing that you're not the best. You should always want to be the best version of yourself, but it's perfectly fine knowing that you're not the best. It can always be somebody better than you. But confidence-wise, they may be a better trader, but you may be more confident. And you have to be the best version of yourself to be confident. So even if it means just going to the gym, going on runs, spending time with family, taking care of family, that can make you feel like, yo, I'm the man. Or just going to go get a haircut or go get your hair done. You may be like, oh yeah, I feel good. I just ate. I'm in a good mood. Like, that builds confidence. And when, say for example, you get a haircut and then you looking at the church, like, you feel good, you smell good, everything good, like you put on cologne, whatever. And that builds. And so the best way to gain confidence as a trader is to gain confidence as a human being. You have to understand that trading is going to impact your life in a crazy way that I don't even know of, you don't know of. Only God knows what's going to happen to you. It could make or break you. And so that's why I say day trading involves who you are as a person. It can make or break you. But that would be the last question of this video. More content coming soon. The link for the Discord will be in the description. TikTok will be in the description. I don't know if I get active on Instagram soon. Maybe like in a couple months. But I don't feel like getting on Instagram just because it's like, it's too boring for me. But yeah, links will be in the description. Make sure y'all join the Discord. We now have 300 members in the Discord, which is absolutely insane to me. We're almost at 1,000 followers on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow my TikTok. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to this video. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Wockatradez out. Peace. I got hunger in my face. I got diamonds on my chest. Never know when they on you, so